Hello everyone, welcome to Marketing 452 International Marketing. This is chapter 8, right? Chapter 8. In this chapter, let's talk about global market participants and how do you participate in global markets, okay? We're going to talk about internationalizing marketing operations, how to internationalize your marketing operations, geographic market choices, choosing geographic market, and select your country of your marketing operation, country selection. You heard about how many of you love cream cheese, Kraft cream cheese like I do, right? Well, I'm sure many of you just love, enjoy cream cheese, right? The Kraft's Philadelphia cream cheese, very well known for its delicacy, taste, and smoothness, right? I'm sure we all love cream cheese and cheesecake, right? But for this company, it is Kraft, right? It is the largest packaged food company in North America, largest packaged food company in North America, right? And the U.S. market, this country, accounts for 65% of total sales, but the sales are dropping, right? We are not eating any more cheese or cream cheese for that matter, and this market, of course, the U.S. market is heavily saturated, highly saturated, and it's not growing too fast. It is growing, but probably not too fast, right? Where does Kraft see its growth? It's actually the strongest overseas market is Western Europe. Western Europe is Kraft's strongest overseas market. Okay? And this company, of course, is also expanding globally. They purchased Danone. Remember the Danone yogurt, Danone biscuits? That's a French company. They also purchased Cadbury, a British company, okay, to expand their businesses. Okay. Internationalizing your marketing operations. What is internationalization of company? Okay. By definition, internationalization is the firm's expansion from its domestic market to foreign markets. Right? Internationalization from domestic market to foreign market. And that's internationalizing your marketing operations. Okay? Why do companies or businesses internationalize? What's the reason for internationalization? Okay? First one is opportunistic expansion. They seek opportunity. They find an opportunity. An opportunity knocks on this door. Right? Sometimes they get the unsolicited orders from international markets. Right? Somebody from another country just call in. Right? And they said, they probably become the travelers or whatever, they learn about your company, your product, and they want to buy from you. Okay? Or they want you to produce it in their country. Okay? The second reason for internationalizing is pursuing a potential abroad, because your company may face saturated market at home, like a Kraft, right? And you may have to seek to spread risk by diversifying beyond a single country. You want to go to other countries. Okay? A third reason could be to follow your customers abroad. Follow your existing customers abroad. If existing customers go abroad, you may have to follow them. You can follow them, right? So it's important when businesses concentrated on a few large customers. You have business that concentrated on a few large customers, and if they go abroad, you probably want to go, right? There's a less risk. The risk is less, as current customers are very much likely to purchase from you in a new market as well, okay? Following customers abroad. Okay? And also, you may want to go international because you want to exploit different market growth rates. Different countries, different markets may have different growth rate in their, GDP growth, economic growth, and you want to take advantage of that. Okay? Competitive disadvantages of not entering markets with faster growth rates. You're going to miss out a lot, so you don't want to do that, right? And also, products may become mature at home. You want to seek markets where product is not well known. Okay? Maybe it's already very well known, it's very saturated market, very mature market at home. But in other countries, it may not be well known. They may not have it. So you want to exploit that difference in market growth rate. Okay, but that may not will always be the case. Sometimes globalizing, you may want to globalize for defensive reasons. Okay, competitors may enter into home market. You have global competitor that comes into your home market. Okay, and then the firms go abroad to make money to compete with competition at home and to learn from them in other markets, particularly in their home market. Okay, that is that you're globalizing for defensive reasons. Okay. Here I give you the example. This table give you some numbers to show how you can exploit different market growth rates. We're talking about the sodas, fruit, vegetable juice, and bottled water. If you look at this table, what you see here is in the worldwide, the growth rate for carbonates is 12.2% annual growth rate. This is older data, but just give you the sense. Okay, but the fruits, vegetable juice sector, you see a huge increase, fast increase, much larger, much faster in growth rate, 30%. Right? Bottled water even higher, right? 58% annual increase in the consumption of bottled waters. You can see worldwide, huge increase in bottled water, fast increase in fruits and vegetable, and slower increase in carbonates, right? Sodas, right? But what about the Asia Pacific regions, right? The carbonates is still growing pretty fast, almost 20%, right? Vegetable fruit juice also very fast, huge, and bottled water huge as well. In Eastern European countries as well, carbonates fast, fruits, vegetable fast, and bottled water fast. Okay. In Latin America, even also fast in carbonates, fruits, and water. Okay. Middle East and Africa, okay, you see pretty fast, much everywhere. Okay. In North America, in the U.S. and Canada, that's a bit different picture. Our carbonates consumption is lower. The growth rate is negative, meaning we actually, Americans and Canadians, we are drinking less carbonates, less sodas, right? And even less fruits and vegetable juice. Right? But there is a huge increase, faster than anywhere else in the world, in bottled water. Do you see that? Do you see that trend? Western European countries, carbonates and sodas and fruits, veggies, moderate growth rate, and the bottled water is also very high. Okay, so now that shows you the opportunities and the different market growth rate and how you can exploit that difference. Okay. Born globals. Some companies from the get-go are globals. Yeah? There are firms that recognize from inception that their markets are global. Many of those high-tech companies, internet companies, e-commerce, e-business companies are, especially high-tech startups, they start from the inception, they want to go global. They are global. They can be global. Okay? But that's just a small percentage of firms in that category. Okay? The cost of going global. The cost of going global. Firms are internationalizing more quickly nowadays than in the past, right? But it takes time and money. Okay? It takes time and money to be successful globally. Okay? Starbucks, for example, Starbucks expanded internationally in 1996, but they did not see their first profit until 2004. Right? Now they have 1,650 international stores. 1,600 international stores, but this is older data though. Right? But that 1,650 international stores only account for 7% of the total revenue of the company. You can see it takes time and takes money to expand. Okay? Evaluating national market. Now you want to go global. You want to internationalize, right? Where would you want to go? Where in the world do we look for markets? We have a huge world here out there, right? Where do you go to look for markets, right? And what should we consider? What should we consider when assessing market opportunities? Okay, market opportunities. Okay? That's two questions you need to ask yourself. Okay, market considerations. Okay, market considerations. What do you need to take into considerations in deciding on the market to go? Right. You have to look at the standalone market attractiveness. Standalone market attractiveness. The market by itself is attractive enough. Okay? Also, you need to look at the strategic importance of markets. Some markets, they're just strategically important. You cannot miss strategically. Okay? Standalone market attractiveness. Let's look at standalone market attractiveness. The factors you need to consider, right? Market and target segment size. Market size and segment size. Market size, right? Market, remember what is market? Market, consumers willing, able to purchase, right? And the segment, how big is the segment that you're targeting? Remember, you may very likely not targeting everyone in the market, not the whole population, but only a segment. Now, how big is that segment, your target segment? Okay? And also, what's the economic growth rate in that market? Okay? And also the strength of competition. Is there fierce competition in that country, in that market? Okay? Market share potential. What kind of potential market share can you obtain? Okay? Also, you want to look at the government incentives. Okay? Is the tax low or high? Does company or does government offer any incentives for you for foreign direct investment to go in there? You can consider that, right? Here, this number is also old, but just give you an idea here. 10 most populous countries in the world. You know? The world 6.692 billion, but now it's I think it's over 7 billion now. Okay? China is 1.3 billion. India is 1.1. I think now India has surpassed China with 1.3 or something, 1.4 billion. Okay? The United States not 304 million anymore. We have about 330 million nowadays. Okay, but you see the population, the largest countries in the world, the most populous countries in the world: China, India, U.S., Indonesia, Brazil, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Russia, Japan, Mexico, the Philippines, Vietnam, Germany, and Asia. Okay. You can see also look at their percentage of world population, the gross national GNI number in millions, okay, and gross national income in millions of dollars, also GNI per capita in current US dollars, and also the percentage of worldwide gross national income. Okay, some countries are richer, higher percentage of the worldwide income. The US accounts for 25% of worldwide gross national income. Okay, so other countries they may have lots of a huge population, but their income is not that much. Therefore, their share of the world is much lower. Okay, so the strategic importance of markets, right? They are current and future battlegrounds for global companies, global competitors, where they engage with each other and fighting for profits, the market share in those strategic important markets. Right? They may not necessarily be attractive as a standalone market, but strategically important. Right? Strategically important. Which ones are like that? Right? They are the must-win markets. That's a country market that you must be there to win. You must win, right? It's crucial to your global leadership. Can determine global winners among players, create the profit potential. Okay? They're also home country markets of your customers. Home country markets of customers. Multinational corporations want suppliers to understand and supply needs in their home markets. Okay, and also of strategic importance, home country markets of your competitors. Home country markets of your competitors, where competitors' innovations are likely to appear, and as a lead market. Okay. There is a term called, you probably heard about this, have heard about this, called the first mover advantage. What is first mover advantage, right? That is being a first mover in the market has certain advantages, right? For example, you can gain access to key resources like the distribution system or the best retail locations. That's first mover, right? You can build relationship with larger buyers, okay, large buyers, and it's making it difficult for followers to win due to switching costs. Once you have buyers, right, and others cannot take those customers from you because of the switching costs. They are already stuck with you. Right? There could be disadvantages. That is that the first mover make major investments while the followers can learn from your success and failures. Okay? You're the first one to launch something, launch a new product, or you're the first one to go into a country market. And you may be successful, but you may fail. If you fail, your followers will learn from your successes and your failures and take advantage of that. So there are disadvantages as well. Okay. First mover advantage in China, there's a study of that, right? A study of 4,500 foreign investors revealed pioneers had a small advantage in market share, but not in profitability. When you go to China, right, you may have a small advantage in shares, but not in profitability. It doesn't make money as much as you expected in China. Okay, and large companies are more likely to capture the first mover advantage. If you're large companies, multinational companies, you're more likely to capture that first mover advantage. Okay. Targeting lead market. Some markets are leaders in certain sectors, certain areas. Okay, what are the lead markets? Whatever industry you're in, In the future, you will join the company, start your career in the field, and you will find that in your industry, the industry leader is maybe in this country, or maybe it may not be the United States. It could be in a European country, or a Japanese company, or European company. Okay, so the leader and the lead markets vary by industry. Right? They are often the major R&D sites. Right? They normally have demanding customers who push for quality and innovation. Okay? And Japan is a big lead market for many industries. Where in Japan, you'll see that the customers are very demanding. They demand high quality, great products, right? And that has pushed, Japanese companies for quality and innovation. You see, high quality Japanese products and lots of innovations. Right? The lead market that you want to target, there are countries like Japan. They're known for being leaders in plastics industry. Italy, known for textiles, clothing, and fashion, and France for wine, French wine, etc. Okay. Nations that lead in research, right? Some countries are leaders in research. Therefore, they're more likely to gain to produce something for certain factors, certain sectors, certain industry sectors, where you can leap fruit of you can gain from the research results and develop a new product. Okay? Switzerland is known for immunology. Immunology research, Switzerland is number one. Okay? Clinical medicine, USA is number one. Okay? Ecology research, Sweden is number one. Plant and animal science, Great Britain is number one. Right? So you need to know, once you're in the industry, in business, in the industry, you need to know your leaders, nations that are leaders in in research in that area. Okay? Geographic market choices. Right? Where do you want to go geographically? Right? Where in the world you want to go, or go find your market? Right? You want to consider developed countries, developed economies versus developing economies. Right? Developed countries versus developing countries. Okay? Do you recognize where this is? This picture? Some of you may recognize. Right? Is Hong Kong, right? The former British colony that's given back to China in 1997. But now Hong Kong is really struggling because of communist rule, unfortunately. Okay. I have been to Hong Kong a couple of times, just once, and I just love it. It's really a good place, nice food, nice people. Okay. But the communists is really exerting too much pressure on Hong Kong right now. Okay. Attractiveness of developed countries, developed economies. There's a term called a triad. Triad. That's not Hong Kong mafia. Okay. It's called triad countries. That's Europe, Japan, and U.S. 10 developed countries account for 50% of world international trade, but that number could be changing now. Okay, by now. Okay, 70% of world inward investment, or 90% of foreign direct investment, also from the triad countries. That also number could be changing now. Okay, the consumers in the triad countries, in Europe, in Japan, and U.S. are having considerable amount of disposable income. They have considerable disposable income, so they can buy, in addition to food and shelters, many other things. So so as to make the market, attractive. Okay? They tried, and Europe, Japan, or maybe Japan or Asia Pacific, right? The United States, 80% of sales for many industries took place here. Right? Global competitors should have oppositions in all three areas if you can, but a few are strong in more than two. So if you're strong in more in one, that's great. If in more than two, in two, that's super, right? But very few can have a leading, dominant position in all three areas of the triad countries. Challenges of developed markets. In developed countries, developed economies, right? And there are challenges as well. Okay, first there's high competition, a lot of competitors. Okay, also the market could be fragmented. There's a fragmentation of the market. Okay, and there are established brands and product loyalty. Consumers recognize those established brands, and they are their product loyal. They don't want to switch to another brand. Right? The population is aging. Yeah, population aging fast. Okay? The labor cost is high. Labor costs very high. Okay? And there are lots of government regulations as well in developed countries. Okay? What about developing countries? Right? Why could they be attractive? And attractiveness of developing countries. Latin America, South America, Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. Okay? Trade and investment liberalization led to that opportunities. Okay? And market growth may be higher. Okay? There is growth in their middle class consumers. Okay? And there is even remittance that may enhance their buying power. Remember what remittance is? Remittance? Unilateral transfer of money. Like say we have people in America making their money, and then they send their money to their friends, families in Mexico, Latin America, Africa, and Asia. Okay, that's remittance. So they receive a lot of remittance of foreign hard currencies. Okay, and the competition there may be less intense. Okay, not as competitive, not as intense as in developed countries. Okay? As to the challenges of developing countries, developing markets, there is a political risk. You know, the political environment may not be stable. There could be a change of a government, even through violent means or a coup or something. Okay? There's economic risk. There are big ups and downs. There's a huge volatility in the economy. Okay? There are some trade and investment restrictions remaining there in the countries. Right? A lot of restrictions on your trade and investment. And the middle class may be there, but may be small, right? Predominated by small elite and large impoverished classes. There may be an elite, the rich people, small in size, but large impoverished lower class people in the country. Okay, let's give you an example of of the of the largest emerging markets. Okay, China, India, Russia, Brazil, Indonesia, South Korea. South Korea is actually a well-developed country now. Okay, see that? BRIC country or BRIC market, right? BRIC, B-R-I-C, stands for Brazil, Russia, India, and China. Right? Now it's BRICS, B-R-I-C-S, S stands for South Africa. Right? It used to be the fastest growing developing economies, and that represent 40% of world population and 25% of world land mass. Okay? and all recently changed their political system to be more capitalistic. First BRIC summit was held in Russia with the four country leaders all attending. Some suggest South Korea and Mexico should be added to BRICS. Now the BRICS, you call it BRICS now, and there are more countries joining. There are even talks about having a BRICS currency. That's yet to be seen. Right? Strategic importance of developing countries, of developing economies. Right? Many are not standalone attractive, but are strategically important, like China and India. By itself may not be attractive enough, but it's strategically important because these two are, like for example, India and China are the largest country in the world. Okay, there's a Taj Mahal in India. There's a temple somewhere in China. Okay? Coca-Cola in India, I'll give an example of Coca-Cola's fight in India, Coca-Cola's venture in India. They exit the Indian market in 1993 because of government regulations and because market problems, right? But in 1998, Coca-Cola re-entered India under new leadership, okay? Because they enhanced their government relations, and they also worked on their competitive relations, and they work on their marketing mix decisions in product pricing and promotions in entering the Indian market again. Okay. Have you heard about a city called Kinshasa? You know where Kinshasa is? You know where this yellow country is? Yellow marked country is in Africa. Okay, this is the central western side of Africa. Okay, this is the Kinshasa is one of the world's poorest cities. One of the world's poorest cities. Okay, is very unsafe even for airline crews. Right, and the bribery is rampant in the country and in the city. Okay, but why does Air France still operate there? Why does Air France operate a route from Kinshasa to France? Yeah? It's because there's a little competition. No other competitors working there, flying there, right? And also they can charge high prices, right? High prices for engineers, scientists going to work there from France to Kinshasa, okay? And there is actually a cultural similarity between Kinshasa um, and the French cities because Kinshasa is the capital of former Belgium Congo. Okay? That's Kinshasa story. Country selection. Next, let's talk about country selection. How do you select a country? Which particular country market should a firm enter? Which country you want to go? There are over 200 countries in the world, right? Each additional country demands more financial investment, more management time and effort. Think about that. And if you expand into a country on the other side of Earth, uh, when you're during the daytime, they are actually at night. So you have to wait until nighttime to talk to them when they're during the daytime in the daytime. Okay, so you have lots of management effort there, right? And the two common errors made by international business people. Okay, first, they may ignore countries with good potential, and that's not good, right? Countries with good potential, you should not ignore that. You could ignore that, the country with good potential. Or they could spend too much time and effort investigating countries with a poor potential. Yeah, where with countries with the poor potential, you should not spend your time and effort in doing that. But you focus on that. You spend too much time and effort there. So that's another error that is made often. Okay. So when you search start searching for country market, you need to look at macro variables, like describe your total market in terms of economic, social, geographical, and political information, right? Macro variables are especially useful for determining which countries get rejected early on. Okay, you only focus on the promising ones. Okay, economic characteristics. What kind of economic characteristics are the ones that you need to pay attention to determine whether this country is worthwhile. You want to look at the total gross national product, right? And you want to look at the per capita income, right? Also income growth rate as well, right? Per capita income and personal or household disposable income. Disposable income. That's income after you pay taxes and government taxes that you take home. Okay. And also you need to look at the income distribution. Is there the wide disparity between the income earners, or there's less disparity, right? The Gini coefficient, right? You can use some micro indicators to gauge the size of the market. There's some micro indicators like radios, how many radios or radio per person, television sets, cinema seats, number of scientists and engineers, hospitals, number of hospitals, hospital beds, number of physicians, alcohol consumption, coffee consumption, gasoline consumption, right? Hotel beds, right? Telephone lines or cell phone lines, tourist arrivals to the country, passenger cars, civil airline passengers, okay? Steel production, rice production, wheat production, number of farms, land under cultivation, electricity consumptions, transportations, all the things you need to look into. Okay, these are micro indicators of a market size. Okay, there are other criteria as well. Political conditions: is it stable or unstable? Unstable. Okay, competition in the country. Okay, market similarity. Okay, the less the psychic distance, the lower the risk. If the country is more like America, you are more likely to succeed. Okay? But similarities can be overestimated. Be careful, like Canadian retailers in the USA, this just can be overestimated. Okay? This table shows the impact of psychic distance on export markets. You can see the psychic distance rank from one, the lower one, UK, United Kingdom, New Zealand, United States, Singapore, Hong Kong, Japan, Canada. Yeah. The psyche rank, the top psyche rank, their export also rank about the same. So you can see there, whereas for countries like Thailand, Kenya, Kuwait, South Korea, the psyche distance rank higher, or the more distant, the export rank is also lower. Okay? Let's rephrase the question. Rephrase the question, right? Which country market should we enter? Where should you go? Which country market should we enter? Right? Which group of country markets should we enter? Okay, which group of country markets should you enter? That's a question you ask yourself, right? Grouping markets. You can group certain markets together, right? To have a critical mass, right? Enough consumers, people. You also need to look at the economies of scale, right? And also you look at the regional trade groups. There may be regional trade groups existing, right? And just because countries are contiguous does not make them a viable country group, like in the case of the Caucasus. Okay? And I think that's all I have for this chapter. Okay, I will see you in next chapter.